Good morning. Good morning. I will once again give a few minutes to anyone who may be joining to get situated for our breathwork and meditation class today. Once again, you'll need a rolled up blanket, cushion, some type of meditation space to give yourself a little bit of room to create more space when we're doing the meditation today. Our Kriya is also done seated. So again, lots of time spent on the bum. Good morning. So we want to be able to give our posture that break. And so today, the class that I have for you is on deep listening. And this is coming to you from a space that is very in tune with what's going on in America at the moment. We are seeing the results of what happens when people carry around pain for a very long time, and courses of actions that are taken when they are not being listened to. So, what I'd like to invite into your mind today is the concept of putting yourself in a space of where you are in your relationships, how you are showing up for people in your life, how you either practice or do not practice deep listening from a space that is just holding space for that person to tell their story without yourself being in there. Because as humans, I get it, we're all very busy. We've got a lot going on. We're very concerned with our life and our family and our day to day. And because we're so sped up into the system, it can be very easy to not pay attention to things unless we see ourselves at the center of that. And that creates a whole host of problems. That's where this whole structure and system of white supremacy comes from, is thinking that whites are central, our default, and we're trying to undo that. So I just challenge you today to think about times in your life when you have been in pain and how long you were able to hold on to that pain, and what it felt like when you were finally able to express it, and what did it mean to have someone truly listen, not just finding a way to insert their reality into your story, not just having that other person wait for their turn to speak, but actually truly deeply listen. And so I believe that as we practice yoga, as we work towards union, as we take the practice that we're doing on the mat out into the world to be able to create change, and from my lens, it's always a social change. How can we take these to practice and extend it out to the people in their lives? And so I've found that a good first step to be able to listen deeply is coming from a space of self-love before you're able to extend that love out to others. Because again, as much as we want to say, there's so many songs and movies and art and poetry that are about love, yet we keep finding ourselves in the same pattern where there's some type of disconnect, there's some type of block that we can't quite break through, because the reality is a lot of times we are stuck in fear, and maybe we've labeled it as love. So we're going to be working today on creating self-love, tapping into a space where someone is sharing their story with us. We're not threatened by their story. We're not threatened by their belief. In no way does that compromise our identity or change our identity. We're not looking to argue with them. Our realities can coexist in the same space at the same time. So we're going to work on self-love today with our Kriya. We are going to do the Mandavani Kriya as our meditation, and that is focusing on the second sutra of the Aquarian Age, meaning there is a way through every block. So that's our focus today. It's going to be very low energy when it comes to just asana. So from a physical practice, it's low energy. We're going to be seated. We're going to be doing long, deep breathing through tension that we're carrying in our body. The drishti, or the eye gaze, will be different than what we normally do in my classes or in most Kundalini practices, where instead of focusing at the third eye, the practice in the Kriya today will be at the chin. And this is a major moon center, no matter what your sex. And moon center is very connected with emotions. So whenever we're going through that, I'll remind you when we get there. But the gaze will be at the chin today through these breathing exercises. So thank you so much for showing up and making time to do this practice and doing your part in being connected to humankind just in your life and on a global scale as well. So let's make some space to ground ourselves, to connect to the breath, connect to the mind, body, spirit, before we begin to tune in. So bring yourself into a seated cross-legged position. Close your eyes. For now, focus inward and upward at the third eye. And begin to focus on the breath being a smooth and fluid wave. So inhaling deeply from the diaphragm, allowing the belly to expand. Feeling that wave all the way up to the top of the chest, the top of the lungs. And exhaling deeply, completely. When we get to the bottom of that, pushing all of the air out, the belly comes in and up, all of that stagnant energy. Really focus on full breaths here to ground you. The mind may be busy. If it is, you can already connect to a silent mantra in the mind of Sat Nam. Truth is my identity. Once you feel connected to that breath, you feel that wave of in and out becoming more smooth and more fluid, more full. Begin to scan the body now and notice where you're connected at the ground. So it could be your sit bones, the fleshy part of your bum, side of your foot, the side of your leg. You've got that foundation set. Now you can focus on rising up from the base of the spine, up through the crown of the head, using the breath to lengthen vertebrae by vertebrae. Creating the space to breathe, creating the space to open the chest. So again, once more, focus on where you're rooted and let the breath facilitate now your posture rising from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head like someone was pulling on a string at the top of your head. Let the chin be slightly down and back. Take a moment here to show gratitude to yourself for making this space to connect with yourself, to tap in with your self-love, to tap in with your compassion, to tap in with your fears today. Some of that may come up in today's practice. Kundalini is all about the release of these emotions that are stagnant and want to move on. Good. From here, you get to rub the palms of the hands together briskly at heart center, taking a moment here to set an intention for today's practice. It can be one word, it can be an entire sentence, it can be a mantra that's really connecting to you with this theme today. When you have that vision, find stillness at heart center. Press the palms together slightly. Feel the knuckles of the thumb against your sternum. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. On the next inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let them roll down and back so that they sit just a little bit lower than before. Again, just creating a bit of expansion. And from here, we'll tune in 3 times, chanting the Adi mantra, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. And it begins with the note D. So inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on Moband. So pull up on root lock, squeezing the sphincter, sex organs, visualizing that energy spiraling from the base of the spine as you pull, pull, pull up towards the crown of your head. Before it's uncomfortable, exhale through both nostrils slowly. Let the hands come down to the tops of the knees. Keep that gaze inward and upward. And take a few moments here again to scan. Where might you still be hanging on to some tension in the body? And where might you already have created a bit of expansion just from projecting and using your voice? Good. Okay, when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. We're going to do a bit of warm-ups now to balance the chakras, work on opening the chest, working on opening a bit of the back body with the shoulders and the rib cage. So bring yourself again, maybe stretch out your legs a bit before we move on. Again, we're going to be seated throughout. So we want to stretch out the legs just a little bit. So bringing that legs out towards you. If your hamstrings or back of the legs are very tight, you may want to take a rolled up blanket. You can also use, I've been using this little foam roller that I use for my back. You can place just any type of cushion underneath the knees to give yourself a little bit more flexibility. But we're going to begin here, just inhaling as we bend forward, exhaling as we come back, trying to just get a little bit of stretch in the back of that leg here. Once you start to loosen up a bit, you can always take that cushion out. Very good. Okay, inhale to center. Exhale completely. Very good. All right, next, come on to all fours. So hands and knees for a bit of cat-cow. So the hands are going to be directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips here. If you have wrist issues, you can place your palms into fists to help support you here. But we're going to drop the belly and arch the chin and chest forward on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to roll out and push away from the ground, feeling that stretch in the back body. Here, just moving at your own pace. This is a great warm-up exercise to do for the flexibility of the spine. The spine is connected to all of our nerve endings, all of the little connectors that tell us when we should be in fight, flight, freeze, appease. And so here we're working on how can we be more present for the pain, for the experience, for the truth of others. But first, we have to make space for that in ourselves. And that is where compassion stems from. Just a few more here. On your next exhale, stay rounded and get an inhale here. See if you can feel that breath going through the back body. On your next exhale, you can let the knees spread as wide as you need. Come down onto the heels. Let the forehead touch the mat for a little bit of child's pose and long, deep breathing here. Again, let the breath come through the back of the body, through the shoulder blades. through the backs of the ribs. Take a moment here as you're breathing through your exhale to release something that keeps you from listening, that keeps you from connecting. Good. On your next inhale, bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Use the palms to push yourself up. We'll come back into seated position. Bringing the hands on top of the shoulders, fingertips in front, thumbs in back. Let the breath again guide you here. Inhaling left as we twist, exhaling right as we twist. Good. Keep those elbows lifted. Inhale to center. Exhale. Let the arms come down, let the hands come resting onto the knees, either flat or you can place them into Gyan Mudra, index and thumb touching. Take a moment here with the gaze inward and upward. Again, check in with the space that you've created here. The thing about the spinal twists that we just practiced is that the posture very much keeps you open when you are looking to collapse. So when the chest wants to cave in, when the heart is heavy from sadness or grief, when the heart wants to be protected because we've experienced too much pain, we practice remaining open. We practice remaining expansive to make space for what wants to come in next. Good. Let the hands come to the tops of the knees, palms down if they weren't already there. And here, let's use the breath to do a bit of shoulder shrug. So inhale, shoulders come up towards the ears. Exhale, you can let them drop. Now, trust your own body, trust your own judgment. Know if you have any injuries or if you're feeling too tight, you may need to just lower it a little slowly. But the full pace would look something like this. Inhale deeply, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them down and back so that they sit just a little bit lower than before. Final warm up is neck rolls. So let the nose do the guiding here. We're going to rotate upward on the inhale, rotate down on the exhale. You can choose any direction you'd like because we'll move to the opposite way in just a moment. How can you keep the shoulders soft here? How can you keep the muscles on the face relaxed here? The chest lifted. Posture rooted in the earth. On your next exhale, take a moment to pause at the bottom and then begin rotating in the opposite direction. Still inhaling upward, exhaling down. Now slowly begin to make your circles smaller and smaller. Until you reach a neutral space at center. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on Mobund. Pull up on that root lock. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Visualize that energy spiraling, radiating, clearing the blocks from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. Exhale slowly through the nose. Very good. Okay, so we're going to move into our Kriya now for creating self-love. So if you have a blanket, if you have a cushion, anything that you'd like to be seated on, it could be a yoga block as well. Go ahead and bring yourself to that seated position. You can remove the fleshy parts from under your bum to give yourself a little bit more connection. And let's see. Try to get some more tunes here, a little bit of ambient tunes. And the posture for the first exercise, we are doing a self-blessing and we are also doing a blessing for the rest of the world. So the right arm will come up overhead Nice. The right arm will be overhead, palm facing down over the crown of the head. Left hand is just up at the left side. So we're blessing ourselves with this right hand, blessing the world with the left hand. And all there is to do here is hold the posture, do long, deep breathing, and we're going to go for a minute breath. So if this is your first time, welcome to this new practice. But essentially what you're trying for is inhaling for 20 seconds, suspending the breath for 20 seconds, and exhaling for 20 seconds. And then we repeat. So the breath will be in and out through the nose. The gaze will be, again, at the moon center at the chin. And all there is to do is breathe here. Okay? We'll be here for quite a bit. So get settled. Get ready to meet yourself and breathe through whatever wants to come up. I know that you can do it. So begin here. So again, we're inhaling for 20 seconds, suspending the breath for 20 seconds, exhaling for 20 seconds. And if you skip the suspension or you lose count, it's okay. You can always just begin again with the next breath. You can always get back on track. If this posture begins to get a little bit painful, you may be carrying on to some anger. It's okay to let the arms come down and again, jump back in whenever you can. If you do fall out of the posture, you can always visualize yourself holding it up. You're doing great. Notice on those moments of pause, the moments of suspension, and the moments of exhale, where can you release more tension in your body? Where can you realign so that you're supporting yourself with less tension? We're almost there. If you have begun to shake, just know that it is natural. It's your body's way of working through those blockages and moving that energy through for the new connection. Thirty more seconds. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely, keeping the posture. We're going to move slowly and with intention into the next posture. So we remain seated. The arms will come straight out in front of us. So the hands are parallel, palms facing down. Again, we will do long, deep breathing. It doesn't need to be the minute breath, just long, deep breathing here. Again, putting that gaze, putting your drishti, the inner gaze, to the moon center at the chin. Let your breath carry you through this kriya today. Let your intention anchor you through everything that wants to come to the surface. Halfway, one more minute. Let the arms stretch as far as you can through this. Very good. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Again, retaining this posture, moving slowly and intentionally into the last posture today. The arms are going to lift up overhead. Palms stay the same, so hands will be flat, palms will remain facing out in front of you. Elbows are not bent, and the breath and the drishti remain the same here. So stretching up, up, up with the arms, long, deep breathing, gazing at the moon center, at the chin. Doing great, we're halfway. Keep those elbows straight. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath and stretch, stretch, stretch. Up, 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 up. Exhale. Keep that posture 2 more times. Inhale deeply and stretch. Exhale. One last time. Inhale deeply, stretch with all the muscles in your body. Stretch up, up, up. Exhale. Sweep the arms down. Come down, lying onto your back. This is not our final relaxation, but we are going to take a moment here to breathe, to rest, to integrate the work that we've just put in. Allow the arms to fall away from the sides of your body, palms facing up. Allow your breath to do whatever it would like. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling consciously and completely. On your next inhale, bring the feet together. Bring the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. On the exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock from side to side. From here, come back to seated. So you can either rock and roll along the spine at least 3 times, or you can simply turn yourself over to one side and use your hands to push your way up. We will move into our meditation. And again, this one is for pushing through blocks. So the second sutra of the Aquarian age says that there is a way through every block. And the fourth one says, if you don't meet the moment with compassion, then you will misunderstand the times. And we're going to fuse those two for this meditation. And so on a physiological level, how it's going to work is we're going to be applying pressure to the center of the left palm. And there is a pressure point here that connects to the heart, and it allows the heart to relax. It allows the heart to get in a space where no matter the emotions that are going on, no matter the sensations that are happening, it gets into a place where it can relax and allow us to see clearly from a space of compassion, from a space of understanding, from a place of deep truth and knowing without having that fear there. So what the mudra looks like, because anytime we do a meditation, we're spinning about 12 different plates here, right? So we've got the left hand will be at the level of the throat, palm facing down, and the thumb will face in towards your throat. The right hand or the right thumb will fit underneath to apply the pressure to the palm. So the rest of the right hand will just fit right on top of the palm so that you can actually lock that in and apply that pressure underneath. So we stay here, applied at the throat center, feeling that pressure, okay? And that's gonna be the most important part, is even if the pressure begins to feel uncomfortable, staying strong and keeping that pressure applied there. Now again, knowing with your body, uncomfortable is not necessarily the same as being painful. So if you're experiencing an actual pain, stop, and you can come back to it. If it goes away or it subsides, we'll come back. Now what we're going to be chanting through here, and this is where I invite you to truly humble yourself in your practice, is we are going to be chanting a part of Japji. It also appears in the Mool mantra. If you are familiar with Aquarian sadhana or any of the Aquarian mantras. And we're going to be chanting this piece, and it goes Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanak Hose Be Sach. And this is in Gurmukhi, so it's similar to Sanskrit, but Gurmukhi means from the mouth of the guru. And this may be a language that is totally new to you. This mantra may be something that you have never heard or never practiced. And it essentially just means what is true throughout all time, true throughout the ageless, true throughout the ages, is timeless and will always continue to be true. And so again, we're looking to deeply listen and hold space for the experience of others. We're looking for those universal truths that we're connecting to. And so my invitation for you today would be just to show up. Even if you fumble through the words, even if you don't learn the words today, even if you don't practice it perfectly, that's okay. The only thing that we need to do, the only thing that we need to practice, and the concept that we can get from yoga is just show up and try. And that is the first thing. Show up, commit to practicing, and that will show up in how we're showing up off of the mat and in the real world. So if you've got all of that, so we're applying pressure to the palm, seated here at the throat chakra. We inhale deeply, and on the entire exhale, we will recite the mantra, and then we'll begin again. So again, do your best. If you pick a word here and there, if there's a rhythm that connects you to it, that's great. For the pronunciation, when we get to the suches, really give it a to it so that it's projecting and you're getting that air out. So we will begin from here. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Habe Sach, Nanaka Hose Be Sach. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Release the posture. Shake out the hands, shake out the arms. Very good, very good. So this was another, the Kriya that we did today was called Creating Self-Love, and it is from the Self-Knowledge Kundalini Journal. The Kriya I found on 3HO's website. And you can practice that Kriya with a pressure for up to 31 minutes if you'd like to continue doing it in your own practice. For now, let's go ahead and come down, lying onto our back for deep relaxation. We will integrate all of the work that we've put in today. So let your feet spread as wide as your mat. Let your arms fall away from the sides of your body, palms facing up. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Allow yourself to sink into your support as you relax your breath, relax your body. Relax the tops of your feet. The ankles, calves, and knees. Relax the thighs. Relax the hips. As you relax the breath, relax the belly, relax the lower back. Relax the rib cage and the shoulder blades. Again, allowing yourself to melt into your support. Relax the hands. Relax the elbows, the forearms. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw so that there is space between the teeth. The muscles on the face. The eyes behind the eyelids. Brow, forehead, scalp are all at ease as you let your body rest. Allow your 3 trillion plus cells to heal. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you return back to your body in this moment in time and space. Begin to invite tiny movements into your fingertips and toes. Begin to rotate the feet around the ankles and the hands around the wrists in all directions. On your next inhale, bring the feet together, bring the arms up overhead, and give yourself a full body stretch. Just like you're waking up in the morning. On the exhale, let the knees come into the chest. Give yourself a hug, rock from side to side. Give those kidneys and those adrenals a little massage. A little break from being in fight or flight. Freeze or appease. And from here, you can either rock and roll along the spine to come to seated, or just turn over and push yourself up with your hand. And with that, we will conclude today's practice by singing the Long Time Sunshine song. So again, we want to sing it first for ourselves. And the second time, we are sending our peace and blessings to everyone that we know and everyone that we have yet to meet along this journey. So take a moment again, bring the hands to heart center, feel the knuckles at your sternum. Reconnect with your intention for today's practice. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Nam. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be holy. May we find the compassion to listen deeply to one another, to have our truth recognize the truth in another, and to make space for it. Sat Nam. Satnam, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope to see you in person soon. Take care.